run long races, so I don't have to talk to anybody. I can just get out and be alone. But I spent a lot of miles alone, especially the first few years after losing my son. For those of you here who've lost a child, I don't know if there's a more alone feeling, because you feel like you're the only person in the world who is suffering a pain that no one else has felt before, and it's absolutely just so hard. But I'm so grateful to be here tonight and see all of you, and everyone who's joined in the Wear 100 has been absolutely incredible. Just to see every day, seeing people out changing the world in small ways, just like checking in on their friends and doing deeds of kindness, and it's just really moved my heart, and definitely an unexpected blessing that's come from all these crazy miles that I've been doing. But I just wanted to share a little bit. In March 2023, I lost a very good friend. Her name was Jennifer. She was a Gold Star mother who survived the loss of her son, that's Corporal Jake Cruson, who took his life in March 2022. So she survived the year of his death, and then she took her own life the anniversary of his 1 year. And it was especially devastating to me because I was carrying her son through races for a year, and I thought that I was making a difference, and I didn't make a big enough difference because she didn't survive. But my heart was just filled with compassion for her, because I understood that it is very hard to survive a child's suicide or a loved one's suicide, a friend or a coworker. The incident of suicide for friends, well, especially for relatives of someone who's died by suicide, is very higher, or it's a lot higher than the national average. The early years after we lost our son Dexter were really a struggle for me, and I think running saved my life, because every day I would get up and put on my shoes, and I didn't think that I could get through another day. But after I finished that run, and I would run for hours, so I became a really good average ultra runner, but very good. Was just, I get up 3 or 4 hours before dawn, and just me alone in the dark running with my son. But in that place, I found that he was still with me, and that I could find a way that I could survive. The grief process after suicide is just complex and traumatic. People coping with this kind of loss usually need more support than just an average, a traumatic death, because the stigma and the discomfort that people, suicide survivors face. There's so much stigma and awkward questions, and a lot of times post-trauma from, especially if you have a suicide witness survivor like my husband and myself. It's very difficult, and suicide isolates survivors from their community and even from other family members, and it shatters everything that you know about the world, and you're kind of left broken and have to somehow piece everything back together again. And even though I knew that I had a lot of people around me who loved me, my children and my husband and extended family, I didn't feel like I had anyone there for me, because the pain was so difficult. But I reached a point about, I would say, a year and a half after I lost Dexter, where I'd run about 5 ultramarathon 100-milers by then, and I felt my son say, "Hey Mom, you've run enough for me, but maybe we can do something to help somebody else. Because you've made it a year and a half, you've survived." And it was exactly at that time when a good friend, Margaret, met me at an ultramarathon and introduced me to WearBlue. And actually the first introduction was, she was running the Marine Corps marathon, and she asked if she could carry my son through the marathon, and she wrote his name on the bib. And then she got like 60 people to carry his name. And it was so heartwarming. It just was incredible to me, and I just thought, I want to be like that. I want my son's life to, maybe we can make a difference to someone else like that. So, and the community, the idea of running to remember for me was just so powerful. it was like a big hug after all these years of feeling alone, and the general public kind of just want, or people who don't understand a tremendous loss. They want you to move on, and they want you to, to get better and to get back to be the person that you were before, and you're never that person again. But with WearBlue and the idea that you can run and you can remember and you can honor, and it doesn't matter how long it's been, that there's still a part of your life. And that was what I needed, and that was where I found my home. And so I've put my WearBlue shirt on. Since then, I'm definitely ready for some new ones. I've seen a few miles and a few some scary times, but it's been just an amazing honor to team up with WearBlue for Warrior 100. I was just a country mom who lost my son trying to survive, and to have that turn into just a beautiful evening like this and a national effort where everyone is thinking about how we can prevent military and veteran suicide, and in turn the friends and the family and who are affected by that suicide, that they will have the support they need and won't be like my friend Jennifer and just not be able to make it. So I appreciate the running and the speaking and the sharing that all of us are making safe places for people to talk about suicide, and by doing that, it makes it a little more likely that someone will get the help that they need. So as I run this weekend, my heart's going to be full thinking of all of you, and some of you are going to come out and run with me, which I'm really excited about, and I apologize in advance because 100 miles is really far, and it gets a little sketchy out there. As Lisa knows, there's some non-pretty things. the glamour is in the marathon, it is not in the 100 miler, but it's a great accomplishment, and I feel like it's just, my son was Dexter. He was a warrior from when he was a child. He was just always wanting to fight the bad guys, and I feel like running 100 miles matches his spirit and the other Marines and the other servicemen that we've lost to suicide, and also those who have served and have lost their lives just through the service. So anyway, I thank you for all being here, sorry. And Lisa, I especially thank you for showing so much love to my family and welcoming us into this community. And I appreciate those, especially who've taken me and my son under their wing, who say my son's name on a regular basis. It means a lot to me. And thank you so much.